This week on Bad Clown's Film Pitch.
You know what kids' films need? A lot more grit. Let's take some of those old classic kids' films and make them gritty.
All right, boys. Lights, camera, action.
We're rolling.
Why have we changed clothes for every single recording session when Kristen's had the same cup of drink on the table for every fucking episode?
I got quite sweaty in the last one.
It's not the same drink. I've re-poured. If you watch the last two, you'll see this one go down to the bottom. Then you'll see me top it up, and then you'll see this one. Actually, this one.
How's that?
And then he's thrown up in the last epised back into it.
The last one, I think we all threw up.
So the last one's got chunks in it.
We threw up creatively.
This episode might be a little bit calmer.
We're living in a post that last episode world.
Tarantino. We changed history with that.
Yeah, we really did. Yeah. But do you know what I think is pretty neat? I like it when kids' movies have something for the grown-ups as well.
Right.
Oh, like a saucy joke.
Yeah.
Like an innuendo.
Like Shrek saying something like, Farquaad's probably got a small cock. Like these lines. Something the kids don't get, but the grown-ups are like, oh yeah, that's smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's some things to enjoy about kids' movie plots, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are sometimes quite well written.
Yeah, like the Grinch.
Like the Grinch.
When he sticks his face in her boobs.
Hello, Walter.
That's a great bit. That's really good.
I'm sensing a pattern.
I like the saucy jokes. I'm gonna fill these with those, and that's not. That's not.
Well,
that's not.
What if we took some of these kids' movies, these highly successful and lucrative kids' films, and we gave them a reboot, gave them a gritty reboot, for the grown-ups.
So
gritty.
I recently watched an example of this as sort of preparation for this episode. So I watched about an hour of it. I didn't get all the way through. It's a bit of a struggle. I watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
The horror movie.
The horror movie, because it ran out of copyright.
It's meant to be.
It's
awful.
80. Oh, yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Can you give us the just very basic plot?
I can give you sort of the basic plot. So it starts off animated, poorly animated. 100 Acre Wood, the traditional, the Christopher Robin, he's got these animal creatures. And then he has to go off to college. So he abandons Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. And to be honest, later on in the film, those are the only two in it because they can't afford all of them.
Sure.
Or they can't find masks.
Tigger is coming in the sequel.
I know.
Okay, guys.
So
hold on.
Basically, he leaves them and they start to starve to death.
What? Wait, Christopher Robin was their only source of food.
Did he feed them?
I think he fed them. I don't know.
Did he feed them love?
Well, they're toys, technically, but they're not toys in this.
Can't starve.
They're hybrids.
So they're like
they're human animal hybrids.
So Christopher Robin's been up to something naughty. Did he?
I know. So then, in the this is the animated
segment
prologue
prelude, yeah,
and they eat Eeyore.
What?
So Eeyore's not in it. They eat.
He was pretty depressed, to be fair.
So they just have Eeyore animated, sort of cuddling in a cave while the others come over, and then it cuts to and there's a grave of Eeyore.
Oh,
so then
are they happy about it?
And then
are they smiling?
No, they then vow never to talk again. That's their thing.
Wait, it's in the characters?
The characters, yeah. Vow never to talk
again. Because the
latex
masks were a bit too fiddly.
Yeah, I think they didn't have voice actors.
Yeah.
And then Christopher Robin comes back after college with his wife and gets killed by Piglet and Pooh in the woods. Oh no, he gets captured. His wife gets eaten.
Oh my God.
And then a bunch of young attractive women are staying in a Airbnb.
Yeah.
And they get killed by
I heard it was a bit sexist.
Pooh and there's a bit where a girl gets killed by Winnie the Pooh, and before he kills her, he rips off her top.
That's classic.
And then
Winnie.
That's ironic because he only wears a top.
Yeah. I was going to say there was none of that. There was no. He was wearing trousers. Thank God.
Yes, thank goodness. Yeah. You know what's funny to me is that film. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, they're going to try and do a clever turn of it where it's men dressed as them, right?" But no, those are actually meant to be.
They're meant to be the characters.
Yes, which is wild to me because the makeup is
awful.
Appalling.
It's shit mask. Also, there's a close up where Winnie the Pooh is eating honey, and it's like very close up, and the hands are yellow, and I swear it's just marigold gloves.
Really?
Like I swear it's just. Black
So that is a great example. Of what
Can I tell you one very quick story about to do with that? It's very funny. I read it this week. A man in a like grade 4 in American school was meant to show the kids Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Accidentally put that on, but then refused to turn it off, even though the kids were like, "We don't want to see this." He let it play through.
And some brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
That's how you lose
the
your
CG's
job.
rubbish in it.
That's how you lose your job, but it's a great story.
Yeah.
Like that, I would use.
Well, how old is grade 4? In
I think it's like year 4, isn't it? So you'd be like
what, 9?
9,
I
10.
think. Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a great example of what I'm talking about. It doesn't necessarily have to be a horror reboot, but we're rebooting these kids' movies or kids' stories.
Okay.
And we're going to make them for the grown-ups.
Yes. Do you have any?
What about starting with... I've got a list of the top 100, at least according to
kids
someone
films?
called Dyslexy Charts. This is their public IMDb
mine.
list.
Right.
It's the first one that came up, but Pinocchio's on there.
Pinocchio.
A gritty reboot of Pinocchio.
I know how I
Doesn't
could
have
use
to
the
be horror.
nose. I know how I would use the nose. That's all I'm saying.
Why don't you
Right, what are you
explain?
talking about?
I don't think I need to. Everyone at home has got a general understanding.
I
So
don't know what you
I'd
mean.
have splinters in strange places.
I don't understand what you mean, and I'd like you to
If we're doing
clarify.
a gritty reboot,
Mhm.
right, and that nose, if I tell a lie, extends, do the math.
Don't say.
What? To extend into and for what?
Do the math. Where's it going?
I can't do the math unless I know how many lies he's told.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you could tell as many as you like. Couldn't I? I could just be like, the moon landings were fake. Brr. COVID vaccine is bad for you. Brr. And I'm also being political at the same time.
Okay.
Andrew Tate's a good role model. Brr. You know?
Interesting. Do you think Pinocchio... Is it when he says something that is fundamentally untrue, or is it when he says something he believes to be untrue?
It has to be spiritually, it has to be
'Cause if
actually
he-
untrue.
Yeah, because
So could he say like God is real?
And we'd finally
we
know.
find
So maybe that's it.
What?
That's
so
the
he's
movie.
he's asking
Like,
existential questions. Is the soul real?
yeah,
Is there a heaven and hell? There's no hell, and then it goes or
and
It doesn't go. It doesn't retract. Does it? Imagine he tells the truth.
that would be worse.
That would be
if your
worse.
nose
When does it go?
Have an
When does it go
inverted nose.
back?
Doesn't.
It does though.
When he becomes
the
a
blue
real boy,
fairy.
right?
The blue fairy
When he becomes a
rubs
little
his nose.
real
I don't
boy.
know. She uses a magic
Right,
wand.
here's a good question. If I snap the nose off and then I told a lie, would it keep growing?
And what
What
are
in
you
your
using
hand?
that for?
Look, that is beside the point. Would it keep going longer? If
No,
I-
it would start fresh from his nose, I think.
For fuck's sake. I can't have anything good, can I?
Right. Okay.
Carry on.
So I think it starts very nicely. You start with like, Geppetto never had any children. Yada, yada, yada.
He was
barren.
barren. Are we going
You
down
don't have
that?
to say that.
Well, it starts with him in a fertility
We could
clinic.
do-
It's like an up,
could go
like
down
an
the
up
up intro.
sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right,
That's what I was going.
His wife dies. That's a
Yeah.
bit more wholesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, no, that's too sad.
but then,
Maybe he
Then-
just
then
wasn't
him-
very
then
good
him-
with the ladies.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just not very good.
but do you think
Single
like
dad.
maybe Pinocchio's discovered like at school? He goes to school and they're talking about something like God or like Father Christmas. They're like,
There'd be some horrible bullying scenes because he's made of wood, and the kids never mention it,
Mm.
other than the fox and the
Yeah, the little
is it fox and
skunk.
maybe I don't know,
Something
but the
like
two
that.
animals that basically
Yeah,
kidnap
yeah,
him
yeah.
straight away. He's out of the house for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
and he
oh,
gets kidnapped.
maybe you know when he kind of falls in with them a bit.
Yeah.
That in a-
Maybe he's like with them in a big way. So like, do the police know about our next job? No.
Oh, the wooden boy doesn't set off metal detectors, so
Oh.
they send him into like airports. He's smuggling because
Oh shit.
What, drugs?
drugs or like bank heists.
So he falls in the original story. He like dabbles with it a little bit, but in this, or he gets tricked by them, right?
Yeah.
In this, he falls in with them hard. Like he is fully a part of this crime family.
I've just been thinking about what we just said.
Godfather.
Wooden boys don't set off metal detectors, but then again, neither do flesh boys. Right?
Yeah, I don't think. That.
Yeah. It took me a while to click.
But I
that.
think they would like send him in because they think he's an inanimate object if you just looked at him.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'd think it was a marionette.
Yeah, so you'd use
and then you'd stuff that full of.
yeah.
Right. I thought
So you put him in like a suitcase or something.
I thought you meant he was walking through.
But also like he could you could, if you would take him into the bank,
Yeah.
take him in, you just leave him there overnight.
Yeah. Oops, I left my marionette.
And then he comes alive and he's robbing the bank.
The security guard's like, hey, there's a marionette on the floor.
Yeah.
No problem.
Can you put this priceless marionette in your bank vault? Keep him safe out of harm's way.
Or
he's getting all the
alternatively,
gold.
I said it didn't have to be horror, but we could do an Annabelle type situation with Pinocchio.
The
Yes.
boy, Brahms.
The boy.
Annabelle meets Pinocchio.
And
They get on.
You get what you want.
I finally get what I want.
Jesus Christ.
Puppets fucking.
Next film.
What about one of my favourite films, a gritty reboot of Monsters, Inc.? Yeah, so none of that.
Oh. Can we have a sad version of I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have...
The Monsters Inc. They're using human, well,
They're
children.
using fear.
It's children's
It's
fear.
children's fear.
Screams.
They already do that.
Yeah. So maybe it's a bit darker, so they get more like
Blood.
well, they're murdering them.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
They're going
I was
through the
going to say
doors.
like maybe bedwetting is increases the energy that comes out of it.
What, urine?
Could be.
Scare them to
could be
piss
John.
themselves.
Okay.
We need wet mattresses
Yeah.
to power this facility.
But I think if it's a gritty reboot, you can play with the ethics of the thing more, right? They're like,
it sounds like let's go for the political
well, just
side
just
of
they're
the
like,
monsters.
it's an energy crisis. They say that in the film.
We've got very different vibes, haven't we? I was going for blood will fuel it. John went for piss, and you went for. Let's talk about the politics, guys.
Energy crisis.
Let's talk about
global warming.
It's the
monster will just die.
it's the never-ending problem of what will you do to save society, people?
They do anything.
Will you sacrifice people you've never met from a different world to save the people you love, the neighbours on your street? I'll let 1,000 children die before I let this company burn.
But it depends on what we're getting. We're extracting urine. I think that's okay.
Luke, I want to ask you, which would you like to watch? Is it the blood one,
Where they're killing the kids.
the piss one,
and they're draining them.
or the?
Draining them.
I'm thinking something starring Daniel Day-Lewis.
To be honest, his makes more sense if
Makes more
they kidnap the children, torture them.
They bleed them dry, like drip by drip. They're milking the blood out
You
of
don't need
them.
the blood. You just need them to scream a lot. So you're constantly torturing them.
Okay, so there's no blood involved.
And that way, they're rather than having to get their employees to go through the doors, they have to keep making doors.
Oh, new doors.
The children.
More children.
Yeah, more children.
And meanwhile, we
you
see
could
the
have your
human
own
world.
child in your house that powers your house.
That's right. Buy a child.
Buy a child. It'll power your house for weeks.
I actually like that. They missed a trick there. Sorry, what Carol, go back to this. We'll talk about this and we'll...
Yeah.
So
We'll get it,
the
mate.
options are Christian's reboot where the monsters kidnap a child to power each individual home.
Yeah.
John's one where it's involving piss.
They've got soggy mattresses.
And mine, which is a kind of political thriller. You've got like the monster Senate being like, this isn't right. And Mr. Waternoose, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, is doing passionate speeches.
Yeah.
I definitely don't like the idea of pissing children.
You don't think that's
I don't
good
think I want to
cinema?
be.
There's not
I don't
loads
want to be
there.
watching that movie and someone comes in. It's like, can you explain the plot?
Why am I watching this?
Yeah.
But you don't ever. It's never like. It's never graphic. And it's kind of a. It's like. Oh,
It's
We need to
tastefully
scare. We need to scare them into having the moisture we need. And you're like, what does it mean? You know. But
You've just done mine. Didn't you?
No, I'm helping you.
All right,
helping
all
you.
right.
Helping because we don't want to see kids pissing. We don't want to see that.
want to
I mean,
see it.
you have the same concept. It's just different fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more fluids we can
Yeah.
explore if you want to. Sweat. as
All
well.
right,
Please.
all right.
Don't please,
Okay.
please. Well, which one would you?
I'd like to see Daniel Day-Lewis in a monster outfit. I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Maybe we could mix the two of us because he could be fighting, in the courts, but because we're taking the kids from their homes and making them scream.
I take your piss.
It doesn't drink it though. It
I'm
doesn't.
finished.
Sure, I guess we can ruin my idea with your horrible
Ruin?
ideas.
Ruin. You don't have to see it too much.
Mhm.
They've just got like their own abattoirs for kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do? Yeah.
What about Babe?
Babe. Well,
From the heart of the city comes the story of a pig with heart.
I have a professional obligation to be malicious.
Then you should change jobs.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Good start.
yeah. We'll just kill Babe.
Similar idea to Monsters Inc. They just keep him in a room and they shave bits of his skin off, but keep him alive, and they have constant bacon.
That's not how pigs work.
See,
What do you mean?
They don't.
As
They're not immortal.
Well, yeah,
They don't just regrow immediately.
You let them heal. You take that bit.
now, we all know that as pigs, the piglets are quite cute.
Adorable.
But as they grow older, they get larger and fatter. Mm-hmm. What if it's a sort of like a pig behind, past its best, but still has to be a sheep pig?
Oh, nice.
But he's like, oh god.
Oh yeah.
What if it's a gritty
Bartholomew? Oh,
right, so
fuck this.
But because he has to make himself useful.
Yeah.
Right.
But it is Babe.
Yeah.
It's Babe in the future.
20 years later.
20 years later.
Babe pig in the future.
And the farmer's like, look, that'll do, pig.
That will do.
That will honestly do.
That's what he
He's
says
like,
to him just before he finally pulls the trigger. That'll do, pig.
Babe is directed by the same director as Mad Max.
Didn't know that.
Wait,
that's
George Miller.
good.
George
good
Miller
Yeah.
did Babe.
So George Miller has done the Mad Max series, the Babe series of films, and the Happy Feet series of films.
Love that.
Can we mix the two? Can we mix Mad Max with Babe Pig in the
Well, I was thinking of going
Immortan
for
Babe.
Immortan Babe.
I was thinking of doing like an Animal Farm thing, but actually we could say that in between the last Babe and this Babe, some sort of Animal Farm revolution has happened, which ended the world.
Right.
That's too much.
So
you
so
think
Babe
that
is
you
chef-
think the animals on that farm have that much control? They only have a
he
small
goes
community.
to the city?
Oh, that's true.
You don't think he's making contacts?
It's not that many animals in the city.
It's Australia.
There's like guinea pigs.
Is it Australia?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's Australia.
Is it?
Yeah.
You need to rewatch Babe.
Yeah, clearly.
I haven't watched Babe in a long time.
I thought it was in England,
I
but then I
forgot he
also
went
thought
to
he
the
went to
city.
New York.
I'm confusing Babe with Charlotte's Web.
Fair enough.
Both very good films. Isn't Charlotte the spider? And then they use the pig on the cover of everything.
Maybe
I guess Charlotte being a pig, having a web wouldn't really make sense.
Charlotte's the spider, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Who is the pig?
Let's figure that out. Who is the pig? What's
Yeah.
the name? What's the name of the pig? There you go. Tell me that. Smart ass.
Luke, can you Google what the name of the pig is in Charlotte's Web?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Nobody
Either. No, but I never pretended.
I think a Mad Max apocalypse world with Babe maybe owns his own tribe. Like he's massive now.
Yeah.
And then they're called the babies.
Babe.
Babe.
It's Wilbur the pig.
In Charlotte's Web, the
And
pig's called Wilbur.
it also states, is the protagonist and main character of the novel
Charlotte's Web.
by E.B. White.
As far as I can tell, Wilbur's not called Charlotte, neither is he a Web.
Can you call that a novel?
Have you read it?
No, but I don't think it's that long. I think it's
Well, The Woman in Black is a short book, and you call that a novel.
or novella.
Novella.
Can I suggest a film similar to these with like an animal protagonist?
Yeah.
Stuart Little.
You're invited to meet the newest member of the Little family.
Attention, everybody.
This is Stuart. Hello, everyone.
Are you all nuts?
Great film. Yeah. I was actually thinking that. I thought that might be on the list at some point.
Because also you think if you're going to do it realistic, because that's what you tend to do with these kind of reboots is gritty realism. Now a mouse traditionally has a lifespan of about 2 to 3 years. Third film, because they did 2, didn't they?
No, they did 3. They did do 3, but
Yeah,
one
there
was
are 3,
animated.
yeah.
But like a sequel to the 2 that came out.
We ignore the third.
They have
make
to
it
they have to
non-canon.
deal with the death of Stuart.
The death. What could happen after 3?
You can call it the death of Stuart
The
Little.
death of Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we see him a bit? Like, because he's at school.
A little.
Brother, right?
Yeah.
A little.
Little.
We see him a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
No, you said, do we see him a bit?
Mhm.
I said, a little. Because his name is Stuart Little.
Yeah.
And we see him a little.
And then the
amount.
parents
I don't think
are like, shit, he's dead.
They buy a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't talk.
But he's,
No.
yeah.
He doesn't talk. And the
then
kid's like, Stuart. He's like,
What's wrong with Stuart? He's just not talking to me.
Stuart
He keeps
Sick.
ripping off his clothes.
Stuart's.
he don't drive the car anymore. The cat's eaten him.
he's like shitting everywhere.
Yeah, it's like this is a. He's
not using the little bed we made him.
Yeah.
Do we see like a geriatric Stuart? Like
Oh,
he's-
'cause it's
he's
the
there
life-
at school,
the
like year
lifespan.
6.
No, because that would take away. Oh, that would take away from it though, because then we'd know
The kid doesn't notice. Stupid dumb kid.
the kid doesn't notice, but the adults do.
Yeah, the adults know.
I mean, the adults, what was it?
The adults buy the new Stuart.
Do they get him stuffed? Do they get him? What's it called?
Scatter his ashes?
Like taxidermy.
Taxidermy. Yeah.
Yeah, taxidermy.
Taxidermy, and they put him in the car.
Yeah.
And they hide it away, and it's quite nice. And that's a Christmas present.
Or
When
maybe
Do you know what the real gritty sad thing is? Kid doesn't notice.
Oh. So
New Stewart is like literally just a mouse,
replaceable.
and he just doesn't get it. Just doesn't notice.
That's really sad, actually.
Yeah.
I think the book is a bit different. I feel like in the book, I can't remember if this is right or not.
novella.
I'll have to check and I'll
Tolkien's
fact
original
it. Yeah. I'll fact check it. I actually think that Stuart Little is just an ugly boy. I could be wrong. Could you check that for me? There is something quite drastically different.
Is it like a twist at the end where, they've been thinking it's a mouse?
No. I think he is just an ugly kid. And they're like, we'll take the ugly one. I think it's something like that. I might be wrong. I definitely read something like
I hope that's not true.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be great.
Or he looked like a mouse or something.
Stuart Little was written by the same person who wrote Charlotte's Web.
Holy shit.
Is it Dick
It's got the corner on the children's
But it's
books.
not called Charlotte's Little.
What's the plot? A boy named Stuart is born to an ordinary family in New York. He is normal in every way except that he is only just over 2 inches tall.
Right,
So he's tiny, but-
and he looks exactly like a mouse.
He looks like a mouse.
So-
the
But
mum
he-
gave birth to him. That's the scariest part. Carry on. Was there more?
That could be horrific if you think that way.
I mean, what am I, a man or a mouse? Is that a trick question?
Pretty gritty already.
Well, it's just interesting. He's a boy. He's not a mouse.
But yeah,
But he looks
exactly.
like
He's
looks
a
like a mouse.
deformed boy.
Yeah.
Oh, what if
Tiny little
that's
boy.
the gritty reboot?
Yeah.
If I was the father, I'd be having questions.
Absolutely.
no,
Did
but-
she fuck the rat? That was right.
We see the mum being like experiment. It's just like a government thing.
It's like an X-Men.
Yeah.
It's an X-Men.
Oh wait, this is getting creepier.
No, give us more. Give us more.
But by the age of 7, he speaks, thinks, and behaves on the level of a human 16-year-old, and shows surprising ingenuity.
Is it because mice they live faster, die young? Is that what we call it? Stuart Little, live faster, die young. Oh man,
God
damn, brother.
In that first film, he clearly has a driving license.
Yeah.
And how old is he there? Like 3?
Sorry, in
Yeah.
the first film, they have the fake parents who are also talking mice. Is that the first one or the second one? The one where like,
Yeah, the first-
wait.
Second one's the one with the bird.
Stuart finally has someone
Isn't it nice that Stuart has a friend?
with whom he can see eye to eye.
Everybody around here thinks I'm too small to accomplish anything.
Hey, the way I see it, you're as big as you feel.
Yeah. I got it!
fake parents. When the cat,
the
cat pays these also talking mice to be like pretend to be Stuart's parents.
No, but I thought the whole thing was mice don't talk. Here's a special mouse.
I mean,
and it's like, I found 2 more.
There's 2 more that live in a golf course.
Oh, it's so confusing because the cat talks to Stuart.
The cannon,
Yeah, I know,
but not to the parents.
Yeah, so he's like, no, keep it a secret. And he's like, I've just told him, like, I'm hanging out. I'm being treated like a member of the family.
I get to drive a car.
I'm in the will.
Exactly. Yeah, he's getting a house.
Is there anything else we need to know about this story?
Yeah.
You, if you could see Luke's face,
looks
it's
haunted.
hilarious. Luke is that like, oh my god!
I've gone deep dive into this. There's an evil falcon.
Yeah, that's
Is that okay? That's the movie. Yeah, there's nothing more interesting.
No cat in there.
No.
There is a cat in the original book
Mm-hmm.
that is trying to eat him all the time.
Yeah, that's
Snowball.
You know the bit in the first film where I think it might be because he's adopted that they invite all the family around.
Yeah,
and they're all like, oh, it's a bit odd. Like they don't really react in the way that you would react in real life.
Yeah,
in terms of like we're calling.
Well,
them
they buy him a bowling
They're
ball,
rude,
don't they?
aren't they? Yeah, they buy him something he can't use.
Yeah.
and
because they think it's going to be a child, not a mouse.
yeah, you would prepare them. I think
You
if
give
you,
them a
if you had adopted a mouse, you'd be like, just a heads
We'd love
up.
you to come round
Meet the
to meet
kid.
our new kid. By the way, he's a fucking
He's
mouse.
a mouse.
He's a mouse.
So don't,
Oh, okay. Perhaps I won't buy him a bowling ball.
yeah, he looks at the bowling ball like, this was a mistake. Yeah, but doesn't he go in the hole and have a good time or hang out or something?
I think he shares a birthday with their kid, doesn't he?
Which is also, I mean, that's a coincidence to have the same birthday.
Isn't it just?
Isn't the little blonde kid? He's the same kid from Mini Dracula or whatever.
He is,
Little
yeah.
vampire.
He's actually quite a good actor. Is he adopted?
No.
Because actually, how he looked in that film, I'm not saying he's, but he could have made a pretty good, like, human Stuart Little. I'm not saying he's ugly because he's not. He's cute, but he's got a certain look.
Do you think cloning? Do you think Stuart Little is a genetically altered clone of their son?
I always thought that she just slept with a mouse. Personally,
That's the vibe I was getting.
Yeah, I think.
Can we just
Hugh
think about
Laurie, the
that?
husband.
2 inches tall.
Just logistically.
2 inches is smaller than Stuart Little.
2 inches.
That's that.
That's 3 times the size of a normal.
Yeah. He's like, that tool's like a Lego figure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And I know how big they are. They're easy to step on. Give us another film. I'm getting mad now.
What about Aladdin?
One jump ahead of the breadline, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford. That's everything.
Would you say the live action thing is not gritty?
Not gritty enough because it's...
He'd get his hands cut off straight away. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One step ahead of the... No.
One step ahead. No. Yeah. Oh my God. How will he rub the lamp?
Yeah.
You know? So maybe it's from there. Aladdin without hands is what we'll call it.
Aladdin without...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very similar, except he never gets the lamp because he can't
What if
grab it.
you take all the magic out of it?
Yeah, it's a gritty reboot, so there's no genie.
Yeah.
No genie.
There's no magic
genie,
carpet.
maybe
It's just a rug he's carrying around.
Maybe the genie's like
in his head.
No, but he's real. He's just a guy. Like they call him the genie because he's like
he's a bit...
it's like a Fagin type character.
Right. Bit whimsical.
Yeah.
Tarot reading.
He paints himself blue.
And he's like, you've never had a friend like me. Here are all the things I can do for you. I can get you a bit of bread. I can get you, like, do you want a knife? Like, these are the, these are the things.
Yeah. You've never had a friend like me. I can get you anything you need.
It's like, oh yeah, can I be a prince? Obviously not.
Yeah.
No, you can't
How would I do that?
Oh, I fancy the princess.
What are you fucking
Are you fucking stupid?
I should fucking... You're a liability.
You've got no hands and you're a liability.
And then the princess locks eyes with him in the mark and she's like...
Oh.
Street rat.
Street rat, yeah.
Riff raff.
Do you know when I was a kid, we talk about like having crushes on cartoons?
Yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah. The Sultan. No, it was there's in the opening song where they're like, "What's up ahead of the bread line?" He goes into a brothel, and there are those 3 sexy cartoon ladies who are like,
Is it definitely a brothel?
No,
Don't really look for it.
the one that goes.
I don't
always,
think the Disney animator was just like, right, guys. So in this next sequence,
it is a brothel because they go. Always said Aladdin's in the bottom. For some reason, that sentence really just awoken. That I was ready. So. But then the head madam comes in.
The head madam.
Yeah, that's what. Still, I think he's rather tasty. Still, I think that's her. That's the head madam.
And so for her to find him attractive, she must be a prostitute.
No, all 3 of them are. Trust me. Go back and watch that, and you'll go. He's right. It is a brothel. Come on,
Jafar.
I just want that scene.
Okay, Jafar is obsessed with magic, even though it's not real. That's why that's why he's so dangerous. He thinks there's magic and he'll do anything to get it, but it's not real. Like he's sacrificing.
So he's not a threat at all.
He is a threat because he's sacrificing people. He's doing everything he can to get magic. It just will never work. And he keeps talking to his parrot.
Iago.
Yeah. Yes,
Who's voicing Iago?
No one.
No, and it's gritty and there's no magic.
It's realistic. It's just a parrot.
This doesn't sound like a very good film. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, there's 40-minute scene in the brothel.
There's 40
minutes. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what they call it, the magic carpet.
Oh. You leave the carpet bare.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. This is horrible. What's the next
film? Make a different film.
Can we finish on a good
one? Like Scooby-Doo or something?
Yeah.
Let's do Scooby-Doo. Let's finish on Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Like there is a ghost right behind me, isn't there?
The dog doesn't talk.
The dog doesn't talk, obviously.
But if
it doesn't really talk anyway.
You know, like
Reggie?
The Scooby-Doo cartoons, they would always, every now and then, they would do like Scooby-Doo and Batman.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Scooby-Doo and WWE.
What if it's like
Cena? Because that is a real one.
They need to solve mysteries. What if it's like something realistic? Something like Scooby-Doo and the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo solves the age-old mystery.
The Yorkshire Ripper.
We can either do Scooby-Doo is just a dog, or we can do Shaggy talks to Scooby, but then twist, it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's like, what do you think, Scooby?
I
Why don't
don't
we
know.
eat 2 massive sandwiches?
Mm-hmm.
And then the dog's like...
It never shows on
But
Shaggy.
you don't see that. You only see that at the end.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole film, he's like, yeah.
Reggie?
Yeah. Go on.
So, it never shows on Shaggy. All the sandwiches and Scooby snacks.
No,
Stick fin.
One hell of a metabolism.
So maybe he's got a diet regime.
Or
well,
again, once we have
throwing
this,
it all up.
once
I guess he's running down those corridors with the dogs in his hands.
Well, no, I was just thinking.
I was gonna have
If we're doing gritty, it's very like Euphoria, isn't it? Like, maybe it is like Euphoria. Yeah, set in a school.
Teenagers. They're teenagers. Yeah.
All on drugs.
Yeah, one of them's got like the van, but it's like they're doing
So you
drugs in there.
You think Fred is selling heroin on the sly?
I think Fred is the one that everyone's like, damn, he is fine. So he gets away with a lot. Like he's a bit of he harasses. You know,
right?
Yeah, so
you really gritty.
You don't like him, but in the school he's the cool kid. Like there's one in most.
It's just like Riverdale or something.
Yeah, a bit of Riverdale, bit
more Euphoria.
Yeah,
more because Riverdale's still quite. I know there's murder, but it's still very.
And I think with Velma, she's a dweeb, isn't she? Like so maybe they are joking about her being their friend, but she doesn't know.
Oh no!
It's really, she's hanging out, she's having a good time, and then at the end of the series. Or the film, I suppose. I was picturing a series. It's got legs.
It's got legs.
They reveal
2-3
they were
seasons.
only pretending, and she becomes their sort of enemy if we do more.
Yeah.
And she has her own mystery.
So where does this leave us with the Scooby-Doo angle?
With the dog.
Yeah.
He's there. He's the dog. But,
just a dog.
But he's like an attack dog. So Shaggy's got him on a big chain.
With a muzzle.
Spike, muzzle spike.
He lets off every now and then.
Yeah,
I think they've caught the killer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Go get him.
And he rips them to piece. Like he goes for it, even whether they're the killer or not. Oh, there's a killer. That's cool. So it's not like a little mystery of who's
who's scaring people from the water park.
Yeah,
I was picturing like True Detective.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
And maybe the film takes place over like 20 years. Like they are searching for this killer over a long period of time.
So they fall out. They have to get the gang together.
The dog's been put down.
The dog, maybe that's how they finally hang out again. When the dog dies, they all meet up and they're like, we did love him.
Shaggy's got a new pup called Shaggy. I mean,
Scrappy.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I've called my dog
hates
Shaggy.
it, so maybe he's like, what's that dog that's just been banned?
Oh, the pit bulls.
One of
pit bulls.
those. So that's a moral question in itself.
Yeah.
And then the killer is Daphne.
Yeah. No, Velma.
Velma. Yeah.
So then you're like, oh, I didn't want to hate her, but now I kind of have
And
to.
she was killing people because solving the mystery together was
Kept
the
her with her
only
friends.
interactions they had.
Yeah.
That's dark.
It's pretty good though.
Be nice to your friends.
Yeah. No, that isn't the moral. No, we can't. We don't side with.
Well, do be nice with you.
Do be nice to your friends. But then, if that friend you weren't nice to turns out to be a serial killer, don't feel too guilty because there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, like it's on you.
No. It's not on them.
No.
It's good to be good.
It's their fault.
No. It might have played a part, but you are responsible for your own actions.
You could, if this gritty reboot of Scooby-Doo, you could sort of cross it over with Scream.
Yeah, you could.
Just have Ghostface.
Ghostface. They've never actually faced off with Ghostface.
No.
Feel like that's actually quite a good idea.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo and the gang versus.
But it is Velma under the mark.
Yeah, of course.
Can we afford Ghostface? Do you think?
No,
the franchise
probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Why? I've got a mask.
Why? The mask is only
shooting
20 quid on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. If we make it for non-profit, we can use it. Fan film, innit?
I wonder when the Scooby-Doo copyright runs out. Like Winnie the Pooh.
Wait, can we find out and then we'll hold out until that date?
I think, okay.
I just want to know.
100 years after the death?
It is, isn't it? 100 years after the death of the author who wrote Scooby-Doo. Pretty sure his name was Shaggy Rogers. When did he die?
That's a terrible name, isn't it?
Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Shaggy Rogers. They're both words for sex. I got proper Rogered the other night.
Rogered is one.
I
I mean, it is, but like you don't use that in a sexy way, do you?
I don't think it's been used since the 50s, which is a good sign for when this guy died.
I'd really like to get Rogered tonight.
I'm off to get Rogered.
Yeah.
I'm royally Rogered.
I'm feeling a bit Rogery tonight.
Yeah. Shag.
Any update on the public domain?
It's a mystery in itself. Solve the mystery of who wrote
It was created in
Scooby-Doo.
1969.
So we got a while.
Oh, how old was he?
I did read that
2059.
The
2059. So just another 36 years and we're on it.
We'll hopefully we'll still be alive. So that's really good.
Fair enough.
All right, guys, tune in 36 years.
Okay, we are starting a Kickstarter.
Yeah, and in 36 years it should probably be funded, right?
Yeah.
When does the Scream? Probably right.
Wes Craven. No, he didn't write it. No, Kevin Williamson's still alive.
Ah, damn. We'll have to wait till
Maybe that could change. So zoom in on that.
We end on this thread.
Maybe that could change.
And that's a wrap. Subscribe to the Bad Clowns Film Pitch podcast and follow Bad Clowns Comedy on all social medias for updates on live shows and new comedy sketches. See you next time.